Thank you for checking out crypto.chartguys.com, the source for technical analysis in the cryptocurrency world. We are proud to announce our own crypto alert system designed to give you the most critical technical trading information possible no matter where you are. Keep your eyes on the market with mobile or email alerts for MACD crosses, RSI levels, and even inside bar alerts for dozens of coins across multiple exchanges. New features and proprietary ChartGuys indicators are already in development. Our alert system is very easy to customize and utilize, so don't hesitate to sign up for the most effective crypto trading tool on the market at crypto.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, taking a look at some altcoins. The big three are settling down right now a bit in tightening consolidation patterns, still forming hourly lower highs. I'm not touching anything unless we get dumps to lower lows and hitting oversold bounces, or unless we get bull breaks of the lower high pattern. So here we're going to be looking at IOT, XRP, XMR, ADA. Couldn't get a USD pairing, so we're going to use the ADA BTC pairing. OMG USD and VTC USD. Everything is on Bitfinex aside from VTC and ADA. And let's get into it. So IOT USD has obviously had a lot of attention over the last week. We have been breaking out in a huge way on the back of fundamental news and getting a lot of hype and momentum. We do have an upper wick of profit taking, and we look at the daily chart to see if it's healthy consolidation. And as of this point, it is. Right now, we are forming an equilibrium pattern. Look at the low volume on this pullback the last 2 days. That's exactly what the bulls want to see. So we have our all-time high as our resistance level. We have our low of the pullback as our support level. Now we have our lower high. So that lower high just formed at 520. So 520 is now a key resistance. The key support is 303. Looks like the bulls are buying another dip, buying for a higher low here at 356. So the range right now is 356 support and 520 resistance. That's the range that we are trading in, and we're going to expect this to continue to tighten on low volume until we get a volume spike and a clear break. To see it on the 4-hour time frame a little bit more clearly, high, low, lower high, higher low, multiple 4-hour inside bars. An alert is going to be going out very shortly for this signal. And you can see we just had an inside bar break bearish at 438, and next thing you know, we're down at 356. So that's a 20% drop that could have been avoided if in a position by utilizing the alert system in the inside bars, because again, inside bars are one of my favorite signals that we're using because they have been following through very consistently on the hourly and the 4-hour and the daily time frames. Those are my favorite 3 time frames for that signal. And we're about to get a break here sometime, likely in the next 4 hours of these tightening ranges. So if we get a bear break, the odds that our higher low is established here at 356 will decrease, and we could still pull back further. And if we get a bull break, then we know that that's our higher low, and that is the key support to be watching for the foreseeable short-term future. The hourly time frame shows how tight we are. Little double top at 430 and 428, and a little support right here at 386. So a clear little downtrend of lower highs and lower lows on the hourly ever since we hit that lower high point up here at 520, and that has to break, and it has not broken yet for the bulls. So if that breaks, that's when we're confident that our higher low has been established. So patiently waiting for things to tighten up, and we will look for a break of this tightening pattern sometime probably in the next 2 days, maybe the next 3 days, but definitely worth keeping an eye on because volatility and volume will pick back up once we get a break of that tightening range. XRP USD on the weekly time frame. Inside bar currently forming, showing that tightening range. We do have a little bit of a double top to be watching. In fact, multiple double tops. And we'll look at this on the daily in just a minute. But 30 cents is a double top. And then we've got 2815 and 2813. So 2 double tops right here. And showing that on the daily time frame, we can see that double top at the highs. And then this double top on the attempt to recover. And pretty much a double bottom down here, 197 and 197. So we're hitting the same price levels multiple times, and it's creating these support and resistance zones. And you can see big time bull volume showed up, but couldn't follow through to break that level. So the range right now on the longer term daily chart, 197 must hold support, and 26, really 257, but 257 is a double top of resistance in the tightening range. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, you can see it was just a quick spike up. The bulls went too far, too fast. Couldn't break that resistance. They have to form a higher low at this point. We formed a low of consolidation at 212, and now the bulls are trying to form a higher low. Same thing here. Inside bars on the 4-hour time frame getting very tight, similar to IOT. An alert will go out here in just a moment when we get a break. Not a moment, but a couple hours perhaps. If it's a bear break, we're looking down at 221 and 212. If it's a bull break, 245 and 256 are the resistance levels to be watching. So tightening up here as well. Not a whole lot going on. Some clear lower highs on the hourly. Look at how clear this shift of the pattern was. And this is a good one to be looking at if you are studying up and trying to recognize trend shifts. High, low, lower high, tightening range, higher low, bull break. So we're now forming higher lows and higher highs. We then double top at 245 and 245 if you round. And then we lost the higher low. So as soon as this level broke of 233, that was the red flag, because at that point we went from higher lows and higher highs to a double top and then a lower low. And then from there, it's just been lower highs and lower lows. So that was the shift in momentum as soon as the higher low pattern on the hourly broke. So recognizing when that happens is very important to keeping losses small if you're in bullish positions. And that is where we stand on the daily chart for XRP. Multiple clear levels. Double top, double bottom, 4-hour inside bars. XMR USD weekly time frame, big time breakout, a lot of hype, a lot of bull momentum and volume. Upper wick showing us that we are now in consolidation mode. It is healthy consolidation at this point, and we are losing the higher low pattern was a red flag in terms of the bears taking over. We had higher lows on the daily every single day. We did break a lower low here by about 36 cents. So that was a little bit of an early heads up. We did see some further upside from there, but now we're pulling back. Volume is no red flag. Look at the bull volume compared to the bear volume. So we just need to establish a higher low on the daily time frame, and to see if we have done that yet, we look at the shorter term chart, and I can say, okay, we have a double bottom almost, 212 and 215. That's the must hold level for the bulls. Otherwise, we have further consolidation coming. We're trying to bounce off that level right now. In order to turn things around, we're going to have to set a top of this bounce, which is going to be a lower high, and then a higher low and a higher high if the bulls want to save this support and turn momentum around. So that is the must-hold support, and the clear resistance is all the way up at 270-226. We're nowhere near that, which is why I say that we have to see a higher low and a higher high if the bulls are going to get the momentum needed to get up to that resistance level. So a clear support level here at 212. If that level breaks, we're looking at 200 psychological and 186 as the next levels, currently in consolidation mode without a clear support established just yet. Can't trust that double bottom unless we see that 4-hour time frame get that higher low and higher high. Then we're confident that that double bottom can hold for the time being. ADA, BTC, not a whole lot of charting history to be going off of here. And of course, the underlying with BTC here is going to make things a little bit harder to chart in terms of two very volatile instruments being charted against each other rather than using the base of the US dollar, which is certainly stable compared to these cryptocurrency moves. So an inside bar forming on the weekly time frame. We didn't hit the all-time high. We hit a lower high. And on the daily chart, look at this clear bear break. We had an inside bar, inside bar, inside bar, inside bar, 4 in a row, a clear bear break. It didn't get to an all-out dump right away. There was another fake out, but if you stuck with that inside bar bear break signal, we then dumped significantly from that point. The initial bear break was 118, and we dropped down to 0056, over a 50% drop from that inside bar bear break on the daily time frame. So now we're seeing a bounce attempt try to play out. Support is that 5-6 level, so that's the must-hold low, and resistance right now is the top of the bounce attempt up at 939. So we have our low and our high of the bounce. Bulls have to form a higher low and a higher high for us to be confident that 5-6 is going to hold and that the bulls have shifted momentum back in their favor. Otherwise, this is just an oversold bounce from the shorter term time frames. You can see the 4-hour RSI was oversold, and that is no longer the case. If you want to use a tightening range, look at these inside bars yet again. A lot of these altcoins forming 4-hour inside bars together. So ADA, BTC, another one here. And the tightest range to be watching is 732 support and 939 resistance on the 4-hour time frame for ADA, BTC. Bears still have momentum. Bulls need to prove it with this higher low and higher high. OMG USD, weekly time frame, seeing a ton of volatility. We had that all-out dump and a quick opportunity for some to capitalize on illiquid exchange that allowed the price to drop down that low with stop loss and things like that. Resistance is 1064, the high of this week, and that was as high as we got before. And checking the daily time frame, actually, I should say that's as high as we got after the dump. Getting rid of that downtrend line. So we have a higher low, higher high pattern. I'm going to disregard this lower wick for this point, and you can just see higher lows and higher highs besides that fluke dump. And the most recent higher low is down here at 750. Bulls really want to hold 750. If we do not hold 750, there is the potential that it's a bearish reversal head and shoulders pattern. So we have our left shoulder our head, a small right shoulder, and our neckline is lining up close to itself. So if we break 750, what that indicates is a pattern from higher lows and higher highs to then a lower high and a lower low if 750 does break. So 750 support, $7 after that. Bulls have to break 910 and then 1064 to be back in full control. So at this point, very cautious. Break of 750 is a clear red flag. 4-hour time frame shows us testing this support multiple times. And if the bulls want to hold off the bears for now, have to break that 910 level to see a double bottom and then a break of the lower highs to regain momentum for the bulls. Break of 750 is a clear bear signal. VTC USD on Bittrex. Big bearish reversal, indecision doji, expecting an inside bar to form this coming week with all that volatility. The daily chart, you can see, look at this indecision. Big upper wicks, big lower wicks. A battle is going on right now. 494 is support, the low of this pullback. And I'm looking at resistance. Let's get some more details on the 4-hour time frame. So really we can be looking at some shorter term levels here. I'm looking at this low of 594, and we just held that at 634. So a little higher low. In terms of resistance, we're looking up at 929. So we have a clear little lower high pattern. We have a little higher low. Things are getting tight here, and we are watching for a break of one or the other. Break of 634 is bearish. Break of 928 is bullish. You can see there's a wide range in between there. So I would not be surprised to see us trade within this range for a couple days while things continue to tighten up as the volume continues to drop off. So VTC USD, again, just looking at the daily chart, we are in consolidation mode. There's tons of trading opportunity in the short term with all this volatility, these huge ranges between the upper and lower wick. These candlesticks are moving, 30 to 40, 50% a day. And that needs to tighten up a little bit before we see a clear break one direction or the other. And I expect that tightening up to happen this week. So that's where we stand with the alts. All attention is still on Bitcoin with the futures. We've got Ethereum and Litecoin with tons of volatility and trading opportunity. And we saw the alts do their thing leading up into Bitcoin's craziness. And now they're taking a bit of a backseat in terms of not gaining all that attention. So we're continuing to watch everything. And at this point, there's no red flags for any kind of bubble or anything like that. We're seeing the market price in these Bitcoin futures trading, in my opinion, with the significant pullback we've seen from 19,000. And the fact that we're not heading into these futures opening up that high, the fact that we're not extremely overextended does shift what I feel the reaction to it will be, which I don't think it's going to be as big a deal as other people have been cautious about. And that's all because the market has done a good job of pricing things in. So I appreciate you watching. We'll talk more about the big three in a later video. Also going to be doing an interview later today with Nuggets News on the subject of these futures contracts. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you soon.